What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Movie Mates podcast. I'm your host, Josh Winley, joined by co-host Ryan. Did you say it started with an F?
No.
L?
Yes.
L? Ryan Lorette Barnes.
Not it yet, but hello, everyone.
Tanner, the Pilot Co. Pardon. No, we're not good. Okay. No dark jokes today.
Hi, Josh. How are you?
Pretty good. And the celebrity, the greatest fighting panda of all time, Jack Black.
How you doing, cutie?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. God, you're so cute. And in today's episode of the podcast, we are going to be reviewing La Bamba, released in 1987, directed by Luis Valdez, starring Lou Diamond Phillips, Issei Morales, and Elizabeth. Where's Donna? Danielle von Zerneck. I think that's how you pronounce it. It was something like
That's
that.
all right. That's all right.
That's all right. But yeah, this I'll just say what I want to think. I thought this movie was pretty great. I actually really liked it. I like these biography movies like this. There's one on Netflix released called The Dirt. I don't know if you guys see. I think Brian Barnes did. I know he's seen it. I think I showed you it, Jack.
A few times.
I've seen it a few times. I love that movie. And I love these like musical biographies, but this one was definitely a bit more sad and.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry, but I was like, it takes a lot for me to cry.
Did you choke up?
I was choked up because I spoiled myself. Because
Me too.
It literally says it if you just look up La Bamba. It says the story of, or like on the IMDb page, it's like the story of the death of like Richie Valens. And I'm like, this is right there, bro. Yeah, right here. Biological story: the rise from nowhere from early rock and roll singer Richie Valens, who died at the age of 17 in a plane crash. I'm like, oh well, okay.
You totally ruined it for yourself, Josh.
Dude, IMDb did, dude. I did not look up any spoilers. I looked up at the IMDb page like we always do, Ryan.
I just googled.
Just watch the movie first and then do all that crap.
Well, no, just knowing some stuff.
Yeah,
some fun facts before we get into this. I was talking to Jack about this. You guys ever heard the song? It's like "Bye Bye Miss America." Everyone's heard that, right?
Yeah, that's Don McLean, Josh. That's not
Yeah,
Richie Valens.
No, I know, idiot. I'm making a fucking point. It's a fun fact, Ryan.
Okay.
So
Josh,
you know,
the fact.
you know the lyric when he says "the day the music died."
Yes.
That was referencing this plane crash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, I have a fun fact. But
That little FF.
Yeah, it was referencing who died, Buddy Holly, the big bopper, and Richie Valens, who died. That's what that lyric is.
Wow, such a fun joke.
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, okay, it's kind of a sad fact that you really play. Fuck you. All right? I was trying to put something interesting. All right, it may not be the happiest, but this movie is not supposed to be the Dude, this movie is pretty sad though. It was pretty sad.
It was pretty sad.
I liked it though. What's your guys' thoughts?
Movie
go
that.
ahead. Okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's a movie that I saw. I probably won't see it again. Like, it's probably not going to be on my rewatch list. I liked it for what it was.
That's fair. Yeah. Very compelling. Tanner.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's a movie I watched.
Yeah, it's a movie I watched. I mean, yeah. I will say I did hate one part of this movie, and I won't say it until we get there.
Yo, Barnes?
It's I watched it when I was young, and it made me cry. Rewatching it, it's shut up, Josh, you fucking pussy ass bitch. Go hide behind your millions. Anyways,
You're super outback.
Okay, shut up, my God.
Rewatching it, I still enjoy it, but some of the acting parts weren't that good, but that's okay.
Bob. My name's Bob.
Grace said that she does not like the way he looks when he's singing in the movie.
Why? It was 1987.
What? He's just got like a weird face or something.
I mean, he's,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, she's not really wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he does definitely look like he's trying to take a shit.
Josh says he looks like he's trying to take a shit.
All right. Anyway, oh, Ryan, were you still gone?
No, I mean I still enjoy it, and it's sad, but it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm good.
Jack.
It was a pretty good movie. I like Tanner said, I don't know if I'll watch it again, but it was a pretty good movie. I found myself, it was already like an hour and something in. I like checked the time, and I was surprised that the movie had gone by that quickly. But like, it was still a good movie. I liked the storyline, and I thought that a good amount of the acting was pretty good for the
It was pretty
time.
good. Yeah.
And like, I think the best like actor to character was Bobby. I thought he played that character
Bob.
very well. But yeah, I like this movie.
You
It was pretty
You
decent.
guys ever see Hateful Eight?
No.
You know what, Josh? We can save that for another time.
No, I'm just wondering because I just wanted Bob to say his name like Bob did in the Hateful Eight. My name's Bob. Anyway, yeah, Tanner, you want to take us away?
I'm just going off of Netflix, so I didn't take any notes, and I don't have a website to read off of. So start off with
I think that's best.
yeah, we start off in a first. I was confused, but I guess we start off with a black and white memory like flashback where teenagers guys are playing basketball and a plane crashes. I was like, oh okay, I wonder what that has to do with something.
It was
I was
very
like, huh?
odd.
I was like, what is this about? Huh? Okay. And then we immediately get a cut to Richie waking up in a tent house. And it was a nightmare, we find out. And he pretty much just goes to work, picking fruit with all the other people.
Why do you hesitate to say that?
Oh my! Why do you hesitate?
Well, have you guys seen what's that movie?
Hispanic Americans.
The one with about the cross country runners. Oh my god.
Lance Armstrong.
No.
Hey, he's a biker, Josh.
Lance
I know, it's a
Legstrong?
joke, Ryan. Lance Langstrom.
Isn't he missing his
No.
testicle?
Yeah.
Hang on.
He also cheated.
Oh, did he?
No. It's
Yeah,
it's
you
it's a
ever-
movie about like these cross country runners for high school, and they're cross
Tanner, I'll bet that's
McFarland. McFarland. You guys know
No,
that movie?
I have not seen that movie.
No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well, whatever. It's basically about these cross country kids. They're in high school, and all they do is pick fruits and vegetables in Northern California, and they're very poor. And then there's coach comes in, and they win like the grand championship. But anyway, they're in like a fruit plantation in Northern California, and then we get the intro credits while Bob is riding a motorcycle past rattlesnakes and stuff. He comes over and he arrives and he greets Richie, who we find out is his half brother, and his mom Connie. And do we see what's the girl's name and Richie?
Rosie.
They're kind of like
Rosie.
Rosie. They're kind of like a thing, right? Ish.
Yeah, I was confused by that.
I
She's been,
was
like,
confused
no,
whether she was a sister or not. I didn't know.
No. That means Bob's
I
fucking
know.
their sister.
Well, I was confused.
Definitely
Are
not
you
their
saying
sister.
all of them look the same? You racist.
Are you saying those people all look the same, Josh?
John, what? What was I saying? I was saying what was telling Tanner's sister. What? Why
I
did you
just
come
said I
back
was
to me? That was
confused.
Tanner.
I just said I thought you was like I thought they were like
I don't know.
they were a family, but I didn't realize they were like a I don't know.
Rosie
don't
is not-
know.
Rosie is not part of their family.
Okay.
Are you saying Mexican
know
people
that
have big
now,
families?
but-
To be fair, they usually do.
No, I know that's a stereotype. That's why.
Jesus, dude.
Anyway, Bob's reuniting, and we get a cut to him and Richie going up on a hill, and they're teasing each other, and he's basically saying that his guitar is a piece of shit because he
Yeah,
always
big old
carries that guitar. Cut back down, and Bob is telling his mom Connie that they're going to get out of this dump and they're going to go to the city and they're just going to start off new and fresh. And she initially declined, saying that that's, that the money is not pure. So we kind of get an incentive that Bob is a naughty boy.
I don't like the way you
Oh,
said
wait.
that.
Wait, dude, you skipped over the part where like the two kids are watching that chick shower.
Oh,
yeah.
and you
That's
get, you
next.
get a little
That's
nipple
next.
action.
And then,
underneath her.
That's
isn't it?
next.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
not
That's
next.
next, Josh.
Ah, I spoiled it. We see
I mean, it
titty.
doesn't really matter.
Shit was funny as fuck. The little, one of the kids is like doing the eyebrow movements.
And then Richie turns around and goes, "Yeah."
Yeah, you can almost see like Richie naked, and I'm like, oh. Who was the chick you they were looking at? Was that Rosie?
That was Rosie.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Huh? I didn't know that was Rosie.
she's a main character, Josh. I mean,
Oh, I thought it was just a random lady, and then it was just a character moment for. I was confused. All right, anyway.
what was it?
We cut.
It's funny though. Like,
We cut to a campfire. Everyone's gathered around the fire at night, and Richie's singing. And we just get a cut to Bob having some fun with Rosie on a tree branch, on a tree. And,
While innocent Richie is playing the guitar.
oh yeah,
he's
they're like
just
fucking in the forest. I forgot about that.
it's kind of makes him look like a total loser.
Especially because
But-
that's his sister, apparently.
Oh my god.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Once the whole campfire thing is done, Richie spots Bob and Susie, and
Rose.
he kind of Rosie. Oh God, she's just
Susie,
forgettable.
fuck
to me.
Susie.
She's
Susie's like fucking one of the songs that he tries to get him to write, and I think it's actually
yeah.
like Donna's best friend or something.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
glad you like noticed that. I was like, what? That's weird.
It
Kinda
was
creepy,
weird.
bro.
So yeah, he spots them, and he's kind of envious and kind of I don't know. I was confused because I didn't know if that was his sister or if that was. I just didn't know the relationship between
Definitely not his sister.
them. Okay,
I
know
mean,
that
it
now,
could have been.
but when I was watching,
They do have the same last name though, but I don't think they're sister.
Who?
it's just
Who has the same last name?
Rosie and Bob.
No,
Do
you
they?
don't.
Yeah, they do. It's Rosie Morales. I think it's
That's
Steve
not-
marries her though.
I don't think they were married. Were they married?
No, but that's her last name. That's what IMDb's saying.
I think they get
Morales,
married like
Bob
at the
Morales.
end of the movie.
They might have been. That's why it's Rosie Morales. That's what I'm
Yeah.
guessing. I'm guessing it was something else. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next day, they're moving out, and their car's packed. Everything, stuff's on top of the car, stuff's in the trunk, and Rosie, right? Rosie, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Rosie goes up to Richie in the passenger side. She kind of feels bad, or she's concerned why he's not talking to her, and they leave. Everyone's wishing them goodbye, and then Bob just get Rosie on the back of his bike, and her dad is just like, Rosie, no, and we don't see her from them again, and they leave.
Pretty much, yeah.
And so they leave their Northern California for the city. We cut to their house. They're kind of in a dampered down house, with a what's it called? a side like a tractor home. What's it called? Mobile
A
home.
trailer home?
Trailer home. A trailer home. So Bob and Susie are in the trailer home, and Connie and the other kids. I don't know the other two kids' name, and Richie are in the house. He lives in the cellar, the basement, and he's ironing a shirt. His mom Connie's about to go to work. Rosie comes into the house, and there's dishes all over the place. And he goes off to school. Richie goes off to school. Yeah, so moving kind of past, we go to the school, and Richie notices this girl entering one of the classes, and one of his friends is like, I want to meet her, or something like that. And once the class is over, they're in the hallway, and I guess this is how kids in the 50s did it.
High tone.
High tone.
High tone, yep.
Dude, I was just like, why doesn't he just Snapchat her?
Yeah, she's gonna draw a fucking picture of herself
Why
and
doesn't
mail
he
it
just
to him.
slide into her DMs?
Slide into her mailbox.
Oh my god.
Cut to Bob, I guess, giving weed to a few friends of his. Yeah? Under his shirt.
Yeah, yes, that
I
was
don't know
Yeah.
why. I guess he's just he's just a partier. We're just.
Bob has some sick hair, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I like Bob's hair.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, like a greaser, greaser
Very
for the times.
greaser. Yeah.
Mhm. Cut back to Richie. He's going to, I guess, play for a for a small band that's in the garage, and they're practicing. What's the name of their band? The Silhouettes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
And he tries out the guy who's in the band member, lead member, the guy who's in charge. I guess lets Richie take a crack at it, and he kind of outperforms, and they agree for him to join the band as the
Gonna
guitarist.
rip it up.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna rock it up. Even though he's the fucking best singer they've ever heard, and this dude's can't sing for shit.
Oh yeah, dude, it was so bad.
Oh my
so
god.
bad.
Yep.
We cut back to Bob and his friends, and they're having fun, getting shit faced, and or not shit faced. They're doing drugs and stuff, and Rosie's not having
They're
it.
getting
She's
high. They're getting shit faced.
I think they're more getting twisted than
twisted.
high or drunk.
Well, they definitely were
Smoking some
acting. They weren't. They definitely were acting as if
They were under
on
the
something
influence.
else.
Yeah.
Nah, what are you talking about?
Rosie's not having it. She goes to she goes in the bedroom. She's gonna go to bed. The Bob's friends leave, and Bob kind of gets angry, knocks down the door, and I guess rapes her.
Yep.
I don't know. All right.
Does he rape her? I don't know. They kind of.
We don't know.
He just breaks in and then. You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
You're lying. I did not hit you.
I did not hit you. Okay,
Why?
good, sorry.
Why is this happening to me? Why?
Oh hi, Mark.
Oh hi, Richie.
Oh hi, Richie.
All right, go ahead. This is funny though.
Mm-hmm. So we're getting this arc where Richie is kind of a good kid. He's doing things right. He's trying to prove himself, trying to get out there and make something of himself in the world. But while Bob is kind of like the partier, the person who doesn't really care, the person likes to get drunk and do drugs, and so we're getting within the first 20 minutes, we understand where these characters what happened are.
Bro, I swear, every movie we've watched has either a drug addict or someone who just loves being under the influence of something. Every movie so far, bro. It's funny.
Probably.
The Conjuring didn't really.
Yeah.
Nah.
Are you kidding me?
Or
They were under the influence the whole time. She was fucking possessed.
Josh.
Okay, what about Halloween?
They were
Yeah.
fucking horny.
And The Room.
And The Room. No one really like.
Yeah,
gets under
he
the
drank.
influence
He
of The Room.
yes he did. He drank and hit hard. Remember, he drank too much and he hit her.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we cut to Richie and we find out Donna. They're walking back to her house, and he is kind of trying to get her to go on a date with him, trying to get her to go to his live gig that's happening later. And she leaves home. Her dad pulls up, and they separate. They agree to the date, and his dad's like, "Who's that guy, honey? Italian?"
He's
Racist.
racist. He's racist. I don't like the dad.
Yeah,
What a
the dad's
fucking bitch.
racist. I know.
By the way, Richie has a really cool guitar. Every single scene, I just like that guitar.
Yeah.
Goddamn that guitar.
Cut to the
fucking
gig.
Guitar is so nice.
That happens that night, and the lead singer of the Silhouettes sucks.
Oh yeah, he
And
does.
Connie and the other kids are waiting for Richie to perform in the car just across the street, but they don't end up letting Richie perform, and he's kind of upset about it.
Bob gets mad, throws his cigarette down.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something.
Fucking Bob, bro.
The best acting in this movie comes from Bob.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah.
Bob, bro. I think he did a good job.
We cut back to the beginning scene, the opening dream sequence, and we find out that two planes crashed together and landed on a certain somebody, but we don't know until
What?
later on.
Okay.
What?
Never mind.
What?
Oh, we don't know yet, dude. He doesn't mention it.
I mean,
Donna.
I thought it was kind of obvious who it was.
Was it
but...
Donna?
No.
No. Sorry.
No,
No,
the
sorry.
dad?
He doesn't.
I don't know.
No, it was his best friend. He said.
Who you-
That's why he doesn't fly.
Yeah, his best friend died.
He doesn't fly because his best
He
friend
just
got
in his
crushed by a
dream
flying
he's
plane.
there.
Yeah, we don't know that
But-
it was his best friend that died though.
Oh,
But
yeah.
It was kind of like the kid was tying his shoe and he looked up and saw the two planes hitting each other.
What do you
Cut
laugh
back to
at?
the
What do you laugh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
we cut back
Just like
to the
he's just
cellar.
tying his shoe. It's like the fuck.
We cut
Sorry.
back to the cellar. Richie's trying to go to bed. Bob walks in. Bob obviously isn't having a good relationship. Name. Line.
What?
Huh?
Line. What's her name? Bob and
Rosie.
Rosie?
Rosie. Line. Rosie.
His sister. What? Line. Bro, we're not on a fucking set. I don't know your line.
Obviously, Bob and Rosie are not having a good relationship right now, so Bob asks if he can just sleep with Richie. We cut to a bar, and I guess Richie's mom Connie is trying to help out him as much as possible, and he is trying to convince the owner to let Richie perform a gig, and he does let him perform. He says it's his opening debut, and Bob is the drummer, and he keeps the beat, and this is kind of Richie's real first solo gig, I guess we can say.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and it sounded so good.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's
glad.
getting on the dance floor and stuff.
I'm glad they started off with like the family too, where it was just him and his brother.
Yeah. See, Josh, I told you it wasn't a musical.
No, it wasn't. It was, I sorry, I misjudged you. It said musical in the Google search. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to listen to a fucking musical. Fucking Ryan. Stupid
I'm picking
ass
a musical
quack.
next time.
Stop, dude.
I'm gonna pick like Les Miserables.
Grease.
Stop.
Grease?
Grease is good.
Oh my
Grease is
God,
good.
dude.
I like Grease. Yeah, I listen. I love Grease. Grease is a good
Alright.
movie, bro.
Cut back to the house. Just more tension arising between Richie being the kid that gets all the attention and Bob being the one left out. because Connie
Bob gets all
can't.
pissed off.
Yeah, he gets pissed off a little bit because Connie's more
He's
interested
pissed
in
off
what Richie's
all
doing.
the time.
He does. He gets pissed off for like no
He's
reason.
like
bro.
never happy in one scene, dude.
He's
Well, like
such
he
an
is,
ass.
but then he turns into an asshole.
Yeah.
This is when the silhouettes arrive at like venue, but the lead guy doesn't want to. I don't know exactly why, because he doesn't just agree with it. The location.
I think it's because they're Hispanic. I think that's why. It's because it's at a U.S. memorial place or whatever it is.
Oh.
But he doesn't know like the whole backstory of who.
I
Richie
kind
is
of thought it
and
was
how he got in there.
more of like an ego
I think-
thing. Like Richie
I give it
set
that,
it
too.
all up, and then they're there,
Yeah.
and he didn't like that it was all set up by Richie, so he didn't want anything to do with it.
He was taking more control
That'd
of
be
the
fair.
band.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the lead guy doesn't like it. He kind of just like motions everyone to go back in the car. But the other band members, they actually go with Richie and his side. So, what is this scene? Next, we have. Come on, load. Oh yes, everyone's handing out flyers. Connie being like his mommy manager, handing out flyers all over the neighborhood.
Well, don't they
trying-
like paint him first? And
yeah,
then,
they
like,
paint pictures.
and then Bob's like, "This looks like shit."
Bob's such a bitch about that. Like, I want to like
And then
Bob,
they
and then
make
he
it-
just
And then they make him draw them all.
and they look pretty good, dude. Bob's a good.
They look
artist.
pretty good.
Yeah, so the venue, they're getting ready, they're promoting it, they're setting it up, they're decorating it, and the venue, the venue happens and everyone shows up. Richie's on stage with the Silhouette band members, they're rocking out. His mom, Connie's selling soda and popcorn and stuff on the confession stands.
Hey,
Concession
can I
stands.
interrupt?
Go ahead.
I just want to say I love all the scenes between between Richie and his family. I don't know. I feel like they have really good chemistry. I feel like it's really well written. I just feel like the acting's pretty good. Whenever it's just like him and his family talking, and all the scenes of him singing, I thought were really good too. I just want to point that out. I just really like the whole chemistry. The movie really flows well too. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
especially this one. I like this scene.
Yeah, while the concert is happening, or like Bob comes in drunk and he's ruining everyone's night, getting involved in other people's dances, and a fight breaks out pretty much. Guys are hitting guys, and women are slapping women and hitting women, and everyone's
Richie
Yeah,
also
this-
jumped in.
yeah. But before this happens, we see a guy who has like a hat, like what's it called? Like a news. He looks like a reporter.
Looks like an old 1950s detective.
Yeah, he looks like a
A
detective. He
neo-noir
comes in.
detective. Yeah.
I thought he was going to be a bad guy because I didn't realize. Did he pay for a drink or no?
Yeah, he bought a Coke.
Okay, I took that because he just walked away, and I thought he just didn't pay for it.
That's gonna be the bad guy.
I just,
Be Richie's antagonist.
Fuck
The
this
guy who
guy.
didn't pay for the Coke.
well, first of all, John, I didn't realize that this was a documentary. I'm just watching this as okay.
Biography.
Is this like a fictional story? I don't know.
Bitch, you just say documentary.
I didn't realize it was a documentary.
It's not a documentary.
Well, it's
It's a
Kind of a-
biography. It's an autobiography.
It's
Okay,
basically
well, I
the
didn't
same
realize-
thing.
No, a documentary is a documentary.
A documentary is
life,
about
and
something, and a
Real
bio.
life. It's happening now.
Yeah, documentary is real life. This is a retelling of a biographical story of Richie Valens.
It's still
Biological.
real life. It's just
Biological
one's about stuff and one's about people.
Wait, what?
What?
Anyway.
Go ahead, Tanner.
This detective is not a detective. He's an agent. He's a music
The world's greatest detective.
All right, so the night breaks out. They fight. Everyone leaves, and then Connie's pissed off because he ruined the night for her favorite son, Richie, and that also adds much tension for Bob being the second child.
Well, I mean, he
the
was drunk
screw
and
up
starting
in the
fights.
family.
He was he was in jail. He's kind of a dick.
Mm-hmm. Cut to Richie. He's walking home from school. Donna rolls up in her red car, Cadillac or something. I don't know. And they're just at his house, but Richie doesn't say that is his house. He says his house is a little bit further down the road. So Donna's like, "Oh, I'll drive you there." And Richie's like, let's just take a ride, you know? Let's just chill."
And then she makes him drive.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah.
Imagine just like driving up to your friend and is like, "All right, you're driving."
Mm-hmm.
Like a
They're
dick.
driving,
It's not
they're
gonna
talking.
happen.
I forget what they're talking about. Obviously, they're talking about, like,
Damn it, Jack.
their lives. I don't know. Oh, I think this is
Come on.
with Donna is like talks about how her dad's like a car salesman, stuff like that.
Fucking racist car salesman. Asshole.
We cut to Columbia Pictures, like a movie studio, and Bob and he's picking up trash. He's picking up like all the props that are in the garbage, and he spots these cartoons, these cartoon character drawings, and he I guess he's fascinated by them.
These old ass cartoons that
Hmm.
we are unfamiliar with.
No, it had like
Woodpecker.
Roadrunner and Woody the Woodpecker.
Yeah. Unfamiliar with. Oh.
Beep, beep.
Oh.
Or he drew like a red Roadrunner. I guess Roadrunner wasn't in this part.
Something like that.
We cut back to the detective, aka Bob Kane. Kane. I'm just gonna,
Babo.
Babo.
I'm just gonna call him Babo. Yeah, I'm gonna call him Babo. He shows up at the door. He's speaking Spanish because he feels like he needs
He's
to.
racist.
But it turns out they speak English, and he's like, "Oh, that takes him by surprise." And he's interested in getting Richie to be. He wants to sign Richie because he likes his act and he likes his singing.
Yo, I have a question. Did we skip when they go to the drive-in movie theater?
No.
No.
When does that happen? Oh, never mind. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So they cut back to Bob's studio and recording studio and talking about. Richie was hesitant because he didn't want to give up his band for a solo act, but he does concede because Bobo says that, hey, sometimes you just gotta take risks. Not everyone is handed a golden goose. Either you're gonna choose your family or you're gonna choose your music. And they start recording. This is I forget what song he sings. Song, but then this is when we cut to the movie theater.
No, but you missed. He says like you got to choose between your music, your friends, and your music, and then he comes back down the stairs and he says, "I choose my family."
Oh, respect. By the way, anyone else? Do you guys know who Walton Goggins is? He was in like Hateful Eight, Django Unchained, Vice Principal. Oh, fuck. You guys look him up. Babo looks just like him. And it's just that's the only person I can think of in the whole movie.
If you didn't know, Bobo is the actor who plays him is in the Goonies. He's one of the thugs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the guy with the toupee.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, who is?
that's funny.
Bobo, the guy who played the detective, the actor.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the thugs in the Goonies. Anyway,
That's funny.
I knew he looked familiar. I knew what I was like. Oh, he's in the Goonies, really? Okay. So yeah, this is when we cut to the movie theater, and nothing much happens but making out.
Dude, oh my god, she's sucking the god damn, dude, she was all over him. She's sucking the soul out of him. Oh my god, dude, she fuck, man. I just like, dude, she was going hard. Anyway, go ahead.
Cut back to Bob's what's it called, trailer home, bus, van, whatever, and he showing him his cartoons and the cartoon contest that's worth up to $500. Richie's like, yeah, man, do it. You can do it. So he does it. Richie, we get a cut to Richie at school. This is when he's becoming more popular. All the students are looking at him.
I like his scenes at school. It's kind of cool.
We cut back to Bobo's recording studio, and I guess they're just practicing it again. They're going over a song that Richie envisioned. And Bobo says, perfect. And I think that's when he actually does get to sign him. Like, they did a few test trials, but this is when Bobo actually wants him.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was he singing Donna?
Let me find out.
No, he was singing "We Belong Together." They're two different songs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure which one it was. Yeah, it was what We Belong Together. Alone together. It's a good song.
Oh man, who sings that? Who sings that, Josh?
Richie Valens.
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what just happened.
Did he just walk out of his room?
Sorry, Ryan. I went to go find all the people that thought your joke was funny.
Wow, so original.
Did you find anybody?
We cut to a diner, and Richie and Donna are talking. I don't know what they're talking about. Anyone remember?
He talks about like all the nightmares he has.
Oh yeah, about flying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So much foreshadowing.
Mhm.
So much throughout the whole movie.
Pretty much.
Cut back to Bob, and Bob has a package. Turns out that he did win the contest on the $500, and he was shipped a stencil board where he can draw. And obviously, this is when Richie is having bigger success. So just as he gets signed to a label, Bob wins something, but guess who Connie cares about? Josh,
Yeah.
what's with the coughing?
Sorry.
He's got
Yeah.
Rona.
I haven't worked out in a while, and I decided it's a good time.
So yeah, Bob wins the contest, and he has the stencil, but he's not really happy because Richie is having more success. Keeping with that narrative.
Okay, well, hold up. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, bro. If you had a son who just got signed to a major record label versus a son who won a $500 art contest, who are you going to be more proud of? You have a son who has 3 #1 top charting singles, and a son who won an art contest and rapes his wife.
A local art.
He rapes his sister wife. Like, who the hell are you gonna like more?
All right, we cut back to Bob's recording studio, and this is when they are shooting. Come on, let's go. No. By the way, I heard this song before, and I heard this song. Did any of you guys play
Cars.
Cars in
Yeah,
the
dude.
GameCube? Or something related.
Yeah, no, it's exactly where I remember hearing it from.
I was like,
It just comes
oh my
on
gosh,
when you're
I know
driving
this
around
song.
Radiator Springs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Ryan, that's so fucking great.
Yeah, I've like, I don't know. I recognize a bunch of songs here, which is kind of crazy because I don't remember ever hearing the name Richie
Come
Valens
on,
for
let's
the
go,
movie.
let's
But
go,
I
let's
recognize
go,
so many
little
songs.
dog.
So many songs I recognize. Like I recognize Donna, We Belong Together, La Bamba, of course, and then Come On, Let's Go.
I just know that "Come On, Let's Go" from Cars. I'm just
funny.
glad I'm not the only person. I'm glad Ryan, you.
Absolutely.
So it takes multiple takes because obviously this is Richie's first exposure to a recording out a song, studio recording, and he has to sing it multiple times to get the same concurrency. And Bob's in there. He's like, "Why is it taking so many takes?" And basically, Bobo is kind of shaping up Richie to be in the studio. After they get done, Bobo suggests that they change Richie's name to Richie Valens, and from his father's name, Richie Valenzio. So he at first he's kind of inept to think about it. He kind of doesn't want to do it, but he doesn't really tell us if we get a clear answer. But we do find out that he changed his name to Richie Valens. This is when we get a cut to him calling on a payphone. Donna's kind of stopped seeing Richie, so Richie's kind of curious to see what's happening. So he calls up Donna's house. His dad answers, and he asks if Donna's there.
Racist.
And Donna's dad just goes, no, but I'll make sure to get back to her when she's standing right there behind him.
I hated that dad, bro. What a fucking bitch. Whole movie. It's like, really? Come on.
He's
He was
racist.
the antagonist, bro. Fuck him.
Cut to Bobo, who's at a radio station. The first "Come On, Let's Go" being played on the radio, and Connie's mom, meanwhile, is at a diner for her job, and she's like, "Everyone, quiet down. That's my son on the radio."
He's
So,
like,
cool.
"Can you get me a beer?" And she's like, "Well, I'm working, but I can get you one." Oh wait,
I didn't
I
get
don't
that.
think I said that right.
How about a beer?
No, I think that's what she... Wait,
Something
no,
like
hold on.
Yeah, he says,
think
"How
that's
about
what
a
she
beer?"
says.
That's right. And she's like, I'm working, but I'll get you one." Nice little diner waitress talk for you
Yeah.
there.
I didn't get it.
Cut back to Bob, just drawing. He's just drawing. Quick scene.
Pretty good drawer, bro.
Yeah, he's a good
Pretty good
draw.
artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
That chick, whoever he was drawing had a big ass nose, though.
Maybe he should put down the bottle and pick up the pencil bit more.
Oh.
Yikes.
The radio. It was like a radio. I guess where like, something. Whoever wins gets like a pizza or something delivered.
Yeah, it gets delivered by him. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
such a weird prize.
Once again, Richie calls. Dad answers. Dad says she's not here. Hangs up. So this is when Richie actually physically goes to Donna's house, knocks on the door. Donna's mom answers. She goes to get Donna, and her parents are looking at her like she's taking an exam. And this is kind of when Donna is like, I don't know, I've been seeing other guys. And Richie's like, you want to call it off? Huh?
You want to call it off? I hate the 1950s dialogue. Let's stop beating around the
you
bush.
see?
You seen other guys? You want to break it off?
I thought they were breaking up, but it turns out in 10 minutes they're like, he's on the phone with her again. So I'm like,
Well, I think it was
okay.
for her dad. I think it was like an act for her dad.
Oh, do you think he kind of figured it out? Like Richie was
what?
like, okay, I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Dad doesn't like me.
Yeah, because he
exactly.
calls her super late the next time.
Yeah, and she also says like her dad wouldn't let her go out, and like a bunch of hints about her dad wouldn't let her go see him and stuff. So I'm just guessing it was a fake breakup, just to fool her. Some tomfoolery, you see?
Mm-hmm. We cut back down to the cellar. Bob is trying to sleep,
myself
but
up.
Richie is working on a song, and Bob's trying to sleep. And then we get a cut to, I guess the next night. Bob is hanging out with a bunch of motorcycles, and he sees Richie at a payphone, and he kind of scares him, because he sees Richie singing a song through the payphone.
That shit was funny.
Mm-hmm. I think this is when. Oh, totally forgot to mention Susie's pregnant.
Rosie!
Rosie!
Oh,
Susie could be too, who knows? But Rosie's pregnant. No, I thought Rosie's been pregnant. Wait, how long's Rosie been pregnant now?
That's why Tanner said we forgot to
The house.
mention.
Yeah, she's been pregnant a while, bro.
yeah, I know.
She's about to bust.
Prego my
Anyway.
ego.
The reason why I say that is because Bob takes Richie to Tijuana,
Tijuana.
and this is when they go into a club. I think this is Bob's trying to get Richie laid, like the
Well,
great
yeah.
brother he is. But
Is that you ever get tail?
instead tail. Yeah. Who says that anymore? I'm gonna get some tail.
You ever get tailed? And it's like, obviously,
But
bro. Have you
instead
seen
of
Donna?
getting tail, what?
Nothing.
But instead of getting tailed, this is when Richie sees a group on stage in the club performing the folk song La Bamba. La Bamba. We cut back to Connie, and his water broke, and she's going into labor.
Awkward.
She's like, "Where's Bob? Where's Bob?" We get an interesting cut. The next day, we see Richie in like a shack, and he sees like dead bats and snake skins everywhere, and he wakes up and I guess
Stuffed
he
animal.
got hammered.
But like not like cuddly ones. Like
He wakes
No.
up and he has a tattoo. He got tatted.
Oh yeah, you got the flying guitar.
Mm-hmm. He gets out of the shack and he sees this guy who has like a snake skin wrapped around his head like a sweatband, and he has like rattlesnake rattles as a necklace, and he's kind of freaked out. But then Bob comes over, assures him that it's okay. He's like a voodoo man that Bob goes to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
And,
like yeah.
they stay for breakfast, and and what they eat is a snake. He's like, "I've never had snake. Not bad." Cut back home. Connie's kind of pissed off at Bob for not being there during the birth of the daughter. So he's getting lectured once again. This is also the first time Connie kind of scolds Richie as well, but I think we get the next cut is Richie back in the recording studio recording Donna. Right? Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we
Gets off,
cut
by the way.
after the recording. Bobo's telling Richie about how they'll need to travel and do tours. Like they'll need to go somewhere in San Diego, or we need to go to Sacramento, or we're gonna have to fly to Sacramento. But Richie's like, no, let's just drive. This is when they have a party, right? We cut to a party. What was the party for?
Was it not a Christmas party? I think.
Oh, him coming back from all of his tours or something like that?
Yeah. It was
Wait, is this when she has a new house or no?
No, she doesn't have the new house yet.
Okay. Well, they're at a party. They're 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 recording. They're using like a video recorder and holding by it, and they're recording everybody. So I guess it's like a celebration. I forget what the celebration is about.
I forgot what there's actually real record. There's real recording of it though.
Mm.
I saw someone
So I guess they're just recreating it.
Yeah, they're just recreating it. I forgot what
Cool.
the celebration was for. I just like fucking not Connie.
Bob.
No, Bob and Rosie. Rosie's like pushing him away.
Yeah, I thought this was when he gets back from his first tour.
No. That's after. That's later. He hasn't gone on tour yet. He just recorded Donna, and he was just talking about you need to go on tour soon.
Oh.
This is like the home footage recording.
Yeah. We cut to Bobo and Richie on the freeway, and this is when they're talking to go to Philadelphia. They're going to have to fly, and Richie just, I guess, has no choice. So he says he doesn't like to fly, but he likes to drive fast.
Jack.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'd like to fly.
No.
I would much rather drive fast, but
I
still.
like to fly too.
I'm Tanner. I pilot.
A little bit more realistic for me.
Get the fuck out of
So Tanner, your expert opinion, was it a smart idea of them to take that little ass plane out in a snowstorm?
With no autopilot, I would never fly an IMC. IMC. You guys know what
Or
IMC.
an
I would never fly. I would never fly in restricted visibility in an airplane that doesn't have
An
autopilot.
engine eater.
And in the middle of a snowstorm as well.
Yeah.
Turns out, I'll tell you when we get to it, but that flight was that the cause of the flight error was spatial disorientation due to the failure of the instruments.
They also said pilot error too.
Yeah, it is kind of unknown, but they assume it's spatial disorientation. Anyway, we cut back to Bob, and Bob is drunk again, and he wants to see his daughter, but Connie's like, no, Bob, no. He's like, I want to see my daughter. I want to see her.
Bro, Bob's misunderstood, dog.
No, he's not.
He's misunderstood.
I did not.
I did
You're
not hit
lying.
her.
I did not hit you. You're
I did not-
tearing me apart, Lisa.
Alright, so we cut to G and Bobo. They're on a plane.
Bubba.
And he's like, oh my gosh, I can see the Grand Canyon. And then some light turbulence hit, and he freaks out. And he gets handed vodka.
Dude, that old plane looked so weird. But it still looked better than Twister.
This is back when people dressed up to go fly. Nowadays, people just dress in pajamas.
I mean, yeah, bro.
People dressed in their juicy sweatpants and
Bro,
have
I
the big
used-
Diet Cokes.
Bro, when I used to be like, when I was like 13 or 14, I'd put on my fucking Nike Elite socks. I'd make sure I strut around the airport showing everyone how cool I was because I wore Nike Elites.
I never got on that trend of Nike socks, so I can't relate.
I wore pajamas because mine were usually like 9.5-hour flights.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you lived in England.
Oh my god.
Anyway, we cut to back at the house. Connie has the TV on. All the kids are looking, and this is when really Richie gets on TV and performs Donna, right? Or another song. I forget. I think it's Donna.
Donna.
Yeah, it's Donna. It's Donna because Donna sees it as well, right?
It is Donna, yeah.
We cut back to Bob. He's at a bar. He's drinking again. He sees that Richie's on the TV at the bar, but the bartender turns it off, and Bob gets upset.
Dude, you know how many men were trying to get with Donna? After that, dude? Oh my god.
Cut
Richie, fight off,
after
dude.
the cut from Bob getting denied to see Richie on the TV, he goes back to the basement and he tears down all of his drawings. This is, I guess, his mental collapse of the success of Richie being too much to bear for him.
He's misunderstood.
He's misunderstood, dude.
We cut to Donna and Susie. Right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
it's
walking.
Susie.
They're holding their books like 50 kids did.
That's
back
actually
then.
Susie, yeah. Oh, you missed Bob
guess-
tearing down his paintings.
He just
I did
said that.
oh my god.
Was that? Yes, you did. I knew that. Totally was listening.
Josh?
Go ahead, Tanner.
So Don and Susie, they're cool. They're walking outside, holding their book. Guess who just strolls up in a car? Richie, and all the kids are like, "Oh my god, Richie, can I have your autograph? Autograph?" Obviously, they're nervous.
And he's like, come get Donna's autograph. I'd be like, I don't want fucking Donna's
I don't
autograph.
Donna,
bro.
dude. I mean, I guess the song's about her, bro, but I mean,
But it's like, but
she doesn't have
she
the
didn't write the
beautiful
song.
voice.
They're in the car and they're talking
They're so
about.
cute, by the way, dude.
They're just talking about marriage. And he's like,
Yo.
I'll
Tanner,
What?
I gotta interrupt you because, you know, do you know I don't know, this really creeped me out when they're talking, and then you just see his hand come in the frame and like pet her hair, or like push her hair back, and I don't know why it looks
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
it looks so funny. It looks so funny. I had to point that out. This shit is dumb. Anyway,
So yeah, they're talking about Richie's success and he's happy and stuff like that. We cut to Richie showing Connie his mom, making her cover her eyes, and guess what happened? Takes her hands off. She sees a new house that Richie bought her, and she's like, "Oh, mijo, it's beautiful."
I don't understand why his manager was there.
Because he's
Yeah, his
Bamba.
manager's is there too.
He's a cool guy, dude. Bamba's a cool guy.
So yeah, they're going through the house saying, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna have this here. We're gonna have an above." Connie's like, "No, the kids can't swim, mijo." And they're like, "Okay."
By the way, he said above ground pool. Tanner, you cut out there. Sorry.
Oh, I did say that. But, I did cut out.
No, you cut out a little bit. It's all good.
Yeah, okay. Once again, while in the house, Bob is just pissed.
Yep, that's about right.
Yep. We cut to Rock and Roll City Music Hall, and we see a bunch of other famous artists performing. And this is when Richie performs La Bamba.
La Bamba.
Are you ready for a rattlesnake?
Here's a bit of a rattlesnake.
Here's a bit of a rattlesnake. By the way, the first guy, I forgot his name now. Do you know it, Ryan?
The blonde guy?
The blonde guy.
The black. Oh.
No, the black guy is Stevie.
Not Stevie Wonder,
Jackie.
Jackie
No, it's
Wilson.
Jackie Wilson. I was gonna say Stevie Wonder. I was gonna say Stevie Wilson. I'm like, that's not right. It's Jackie Wilson. I know who Jackie Wilson was, but the first guy looks exactly like the dude he's playing. Like they're like identical, dude. Because I was watching like some like side to side clips. I'm like, dude, they look the exact fucking same. It was just mad. Anyway, just want to point that out.
So, yeah, after the concert, after he performs, we get cut back to him coming back home, and this is when the party happened, right? They surprise him, and Bob is obviously envious and jealous, and he kind of gives Richie some attitude, but and he kind of strolls off, and the other guys are just like, "Ah, forget about him, just have fun." But it gets under Richie's skin a little bit because he keeps gesturing to him.
Eddie Cochran.
And then after the party, Richie to a room, and he sees Bob on the couch, and he's like, "Hey man, what's the problem?" And this is when Bob is like, "You're the favorite, I'm not," and they start fighting.
He's misunderstood.
He's misunderstood.
Don't hit on Bob, bro. He's been through a lot.
Cut back to Richie and Donna on the freeway, or highway, whatever, and
Hello?
Oh,
hello.
no.
Oh,
That was a big
okay.
cut.
That was a big cut.
Sorry, they're on the highway, and Richie's talking about marriage, and he says, "I'll marry you when I turn 25."
Yeah, bro, that's so sad.
And then they park on the side of.
It's parking side of the road, start fucking macking.
All right, we get a cut to Chicago or Iowa, and we see Buddy Holly performing, and we get a cut to Bobo on the phone with Richie, and Richie obviously is coming down with like the flu, or he's sick. He has like the common cold or something. Telling him how much he probably can't do this tour, or he'll try to finish out the tour. He may not. And then like the gig person comes up and says, I forget what he says, but the guy who has like the cheetah jacket.
That's the Big Bopper.
The Big Bopper?
Yeah, he's a DJ.
Oh, he's the DJ. Okay.
Yeah, he was known for being he's a really famous DJ in the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
He had some singles and stuff like that, but his name's the Big Bopper.
Mm-hmm.
Very strange name, but yeah.
So once again, this is all going on while Buddy Holly's performing. Richie gets on the phone again, and he calls up Bob, and Bob's hanging out with his daughter on the bed, and basically tells him, "I'm still your brother. I'm still your brother," and he invites him to come out to Chicago and see him.
Here it comes.
We cut to the airport, and the plane's already ramped up, and I guess they have a contest and they flip a coin to decide the faster ride home and who. Oh yeah, because the tour bus was broken down and they had no heating system. That's why he kind of came up with the cold. So anyway, they flip a coin to see who gets to go and fly and gets to go home, and he calls heads, and it's heads. So he gets the free ride home back to Chicago. So yeah, Buddy Holly, the pilot, and I think another dude, forget who, but they
Bopper.
take off. Bopper.
Is the big because it's Big Bopper, Eddie Hall, and Richie Valens. That's right.
Okay. And they take off, and we cut to Bob the next day. He's working on the car, and over the radio, a few rock legends have died, and Richie Valens is one of them. Rosie hears about it too, and she's like, "Go tell Connie, or don't go see Connie."
This is so sad.
We also see while Donna's at school, one of her friends also relays the news as well. And then Bob comes back to see Connie, who was doing laundry. He also heard it on the radio, and yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what else do you want me to say?
I mean, it's pretty sad, bro.
It's sad.
His life came down to a coin flip.
Yeah, no.
Pretty
Imagine
much.
if he said
Ooh,
tails.
when you put it that way, Josh. Golly.
I mean, it's true, dude. Sad. 17. He was 17. He had like 3 or 4 number 1 hits in 8 months, which is crazy.
We cut to the what's the car called? That holds like the carrier or the casket.
A hearse.
Hearse. See, like the hearse and the funeral parade going to the cemetery, and the reporter.
This is the most misunderstood character.
Yeah, this is what I hate. This is what I hated. How it ended. Just
You
Bob
hated,
screaming.
you hated the end of it?
I hated the ending.
Richie!
Yeah, him just on the bridge screaming Richie, and it cuts to black. Or no, it doesn't cut to black. It cuts to Richie, but playing, and it cuts to credits.
I thought that was a good thing, and then it shows him running up the hill back from the beginning of the movie.
I'm just saying how Bob just screamed and it just ended.
Yeah, it's a little cheesy.
It's just like it was. So
It's the
cheesy, I was just like,
80s!
Wait, it's not ended yet. Then he goes, "La la la Bamba."
yeah, and credits.
Yeah, boys.
Alright, boys.
Who would like to take the floor first? I can if no one else wants to.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Josh.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Josh.
Thank fuck. Okay. Compose yourself, Josh. All right, boys. I thought this movie was quite good. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, listen to me, right?
I'm listening to you, Josh.
I thought it was a quite good movie. All right. I thought this movie.
I'm
really
not
showed,
listening.
Are you listening
All right,
now?
no. I think
Okay,
I'm good
cool.
now.
I thought this movie really I don't know, it was a very good biography. It was really well told. It was really sad because if you think about it, this all took place in probably about like 10 months in between everything that happened here. I'd say around that, I don't know, 10 11 months, because he was only recording music for about 8 months. Fucking 17 years old, dude. That's really sad. Very sad. I don't know. It's just a really sad movie, especially think about it, like how much he could have made. He probably people are saying he's gonna be the next Elvis of like Latinos. Like he was gonna be the Latino Elvis, is what they called him, because he was already making so many hits. Like, and you can tell he was a really talented kid. And did you guys look up pictures of him after this?
No.
Yeah,
he doesn't look
30.
Latino.
He does not. No, he does not look 17.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my gosh, I was like, he looks very old. But he was 17. I was like, sheesh. But still, it was really sad, dude. But I thought the movie was really well made. I thought the acting was good. I thought the misunderstood character was played very well. I thought their sister did a great job. I'm just kidding. I really loved the family scenes. I loved all the musical scenes were done really well. He did have a funny singing face, but I mean, who cares? I thought all those were the music sounded really good too, especially because they had to get it all remastered and stuff like that. Yeah, just really well made movie, made in 1987. 1987. That's an important date to remember, boys. Because if we also remember, Twister was made in 1996. I just want to point that out.
God, Josh.
Almost 10 years before.
You have made a comment about Twister on every single podcast.
Oh, I won't stop, dude.
Another cow.
That is
Actually, it was the same one.
That's my most hated movie so far that we've watched. I hate that movie so I fucking
You don't
hate that movie.
hate it.
I hate it.
You don't know. You were laughing. You were
I was-
laughing. You were entertained.
I hate it. I want it at the end, bro. Anyway, yeah, this movie. Anyway, back to La Bamba. This movie's great. I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. Just because, again, I thought it was I think they could have made it longer, to be honest. I thought some scenes were a little rushed, but it was a good time though. Hour and 40, but it definitely went by really fast. But I think 8 out of 10. Some acting was a little iffy. I thought Richie was casted really well. I don't like the ending, like Tanner said. I don't like him just screaming Richie. You could have just showed him being really sad.
It's like Darth Vader no and Revenge
no.
of the Sith. Like it was I just cringed. I was like, what? That's it? Oh, okay.
You cringed at Vader's no. That shit was powerful.
Yeah, well, I'm just
It was
saying.
pretty
Like,
powerful. And then it
Pretty
shows
powerful.
the boys running up the hill.
It was
One last
I
time
did like
with
that.
brothers.
I like that. But then you get La Bamba. It's like supposed to lighten the mood. It's like, fuck, dude. I literally just watched this dude I was really liking throughout the movie just fucking die. Well, I didn't see him die, but anyway, yeah, really, I like the movie. 8 out of 10.
Cool. Yeah. The first 15 minutes of this movie, I was confused. Like, for example, I just. I didn't understand the whole purpose of having. I didn't know who was who at first. It's kind of it was just, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It was confusing. I didn't really start realizing what was happening, and I also didn't realize the true story as well. Which also gets into the fact that I did spoil it midway through, because I was interested in who Richie Valens was. So I'm thinking, oh, okay. So, yeah, I think it just a force of habit. I think I was just Googling, searching while this movie was, and so, therefore, I did not get the sadness factor that I should have felt because I expected it to happen. So I guess that took away
Same
from
here.
it. Me, yeah. I love the music, all the music parts when he's singing. And the guest singers, especially, I also like the scene where he's recording, and it takes him multiple takes because Baba wants him to be consistent. And I don't know, I kind of was like, oh my gosh, that's from Cars, but I just that was my favorite scene.
Dude, by the way, Jackie Wilson, the guy, I don't know, I love that song.
The beginning was confusing for me. I felt there was a lot of unnecessary scenes, and I do agree with you. You could probably cut out a lot of those unnecessary scenes and maybe make the movie 10, 20 minutes more. I didn't care for the girl. Once again, she's just forgettable. That's how you. What's her name?
Rosie?
Rosie.
Yeah, I thought she was a waste. I guess she's there,
Jesus
but
Wasted relative.
there was no she had screen time. I'm like, why are we screen time to her? I don't care
Rosie?
because she was unnecessary.
Because
It
it's
was
a
unnecessary.
biography.
She was.
Tanner.
She's a real person.
She's a real
Yeah.
person.
Well,
It's not like you just cut her out.
Well, who's the biography about, Josh?
It's about Richie and his family. She's a part of his family.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
I
She
don't-
has a kid with his brother.
She has a kid with his brother. That's his
Half-brother.
nephew. Still his
Half-
Oh my
nephew.
god.
Whatever.
Same dad.
I'm just saying that
Tanner-
she had a
Tanner-
lot of...
Tanner just wanted a movie of just Richie. No other characters in the whole movie.
No,
It's
Bob
just
had-
Richie.
like, okay, let's be honest. Bob added more to Richie than freaking
Rosie.
Rosie.
Yeah, but
Rosie
Bob
the
added. Yeah, Bob
Yeah.
got more added to him
I
from
don't
Rosie.
care. I don't care.
Oh my
Really
I don't
do.
god.
care.
You're bitching about it.
I don't care. I don't care about this. What's her name? Rosie? I don't care about Rosie.
What if her name was Lisa?
Yeah.
And he's tearing him apart.
I'll
Imagine
give it
somebody
a-
allegedly says that he hit her.
Keep interrupting, Tanner.
I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a
Don't.
7.9. Done.
Yeah.
I'll give it a C plus.
Okay.
All right. Someone else go. I promise not to interrupt.
I honestly, first off, I'm gonna say I think Rosie was a very good character. I think that like a lot of the characters, I'm glad they didn't cut out characters like Rosie and like his little sister and little sisters. And did he
I
have a
think.
little brother?
No.
Or they both were his sisters. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I'm glad that they kept like all the big characters around. But there were some scenes that were a bit iffy, and I do feel like it could have been a longer movie. But overall, I think it was a good movie. I think Bob's character, the actor for Bob, was the best
So
actor in the
misunderstood.
movie. Yeah. But I like the two different story arcs of two very different brothers. The whole necklace thing was a little bit weird. And then, like, how Bob breaks the necklace and then the next time he goes and flies, he fucking dies. But that was, I guess it was something that happened, so you can't not have that in there. But there were some funny scenes, some good scenes, and yeah, I would rate this movie probably an 8 as well. I think it was a pretty decent movie.
Ryan?
Okay, boys. This was a great biography.
Yeah, it was.
Acting's good. Some of the lines that Richie delivers makes me cringe a little bit. Sometimes when he's talking to Donna, mostly when he's talking to Donna,
He's a high school kid, bro.
I know, yeah. It's just, come on, Lou Diamond Phillips. But no, he does fine. It's still all good acting. The last scene kills me. That makes me choke up every time.
I killed more than you.
I'm sorry?
Nothing.
What?
I don't even know what you mean by that.
Yeah,
neither
Josh, what do you
I.
mean?
What the
Are you
fuck
talking about?
talking
Are you
about?
talking about like? the
Oh,
plane
are you talking
crash,
about
or-
Bob? I was talking about the plane crash. It was a bad joke.
Oh my god, Josh. Best actor, best performance was Bob. For
Bob!
sure. Music is great. I mean, there's a reason those were top charting hits.
Yeah.
What else? I don't know. I just think it's a really good movie. And I'm glad
Really
that I made
good
you boys
movie.
watch it.
It's a really good movie. Hey, Henry.
Hey yo. So that being said, I'm gonna break it even a little bit. I'm gonna give it an 8.3.
All right. By the way, boys, do not save Goodfellas. Do you remember what we gave it? It was like 8.6.
You know what? This is like the third time you've done this, Josh. I don't know.
I keep forgetting to save. I think it was an 8.6 though. Pretty sure.
What was?
Goodfellas.
What was Goodfellas?
Oh yeah.
It was like 8.6, 8.7. I'm gonna get 8.65. All right. Anyway, go ahead. Tanner, what was our final score?
8.0, Josh.
Okay.
Solid 8.
Big solid 8. I think that's fair.
Yeah, B- movie, in my opinion. Yeah, that sounds
I
right.
think that's a pretty fair movie, bro. So, boys, our top 5 coming in at number 1, where it will always stay for season 1 of Movie Mates. Well, actually, our first set of movies. I don't fucking know. Whatever.
No, yeah, season 1. That's a good way of
Yeah.
putting it.
Yeah.
We'll just call it season 1. So for topping off, number 1, we have The Departed. At number 2, we have Goodfellas. At number 3, we have Blow. At number 4, we have Reservoir Dogs. And at number 5, we have a tie between La Bamba, Conjuring, and It Man.
Damn.
About 5th.
8. And also, as always, fuck Twister. And let me save. Alright. Boys, we are moving on to the picking of the next movie.
Ooh, here we go.
We are nearing the end, boys. Nearing the end. There's only 4 movies left.
I have 2 of those movies.
I've only seen one of the movies.
I think I'm the same.
So,
Wait, hold on. I can't see your screen, Josh.
idiot, I'm sharing it now.
Gosh.
Stupid. Alright.
What the hell was on that? Hold on. Take away your
Civ
web
5.
browser.
Civ
Steam.
5.
Steam
Oh,
5.
okay. I thought that was like
What,
Da
porn?
Vinci or something.
Vinci?
I thought it said like Da Vinci Code.
I'm quite the scholar.
That's
Alright,
George
boys,
Washington.
We're gonna be
Thank you
picking
Oh.
between. Yeah, what the hell? We'll be picking the Da Vinci. We'll be picking between The Matrix, The Midsummer, Iron Man, and Apocalypto. That was the Mel Gibson. Before the whole pulling over.
Ooh.
Speaking of Mel Gibson,
I've
we
been
get
waiting. This movie.
Apocalypto.
So I have never seen this before.
Neither have
I haven't either.
Just
Every
go,
time?
don't just Google it and just look at the front cover. I'm doing that right now. I'm just saying.
Who's in it?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Wait, is it this one?
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Like that.
Okay, but I can't.
APO.
Hold on,
CAL.
Google's gonna correct me.
I hate you.
Okay, this looks whack, dude. Holy shit.
Good
Is this gonna be
audience
like
score.
some sick shit?
No, it says action adventure. It doesn't say like anything. I've heard of this movie.
Looks like it's like definitely either what Aztec or
Tanner, have you seen it?
It says
Mayan.
Mayan.
Oh, Mayan. Yeah, Mayan.
Tanner, have you seen the movie?
I have not seen this movie.
Oh, so none of
Who
us have
picked this
seen this
movie?
movie.
Who picked this movie?
Tanner.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Where'd
gonna
you
be pick-
find where'd you find the suggestion, Tanner? Like what made you?
I
pick this?
looked through my movies down in my basement, and it was in my dad's section.
Oh, okay.
Like, he had all his famous like flicks, and I saw. I'm
Does-
like, what the heck is this movie?
Anyone know if it's on any streaming service? Do I have to rent it?
I guess we are going to find out. Oh, all right. See you, Tanner. All right, but anyway, we should probably end it here. Thank you all so much for listening to our review of La Bamba. You guys can catch us on YouTube on Monday when we review Apocalypto. And yeah, we'll see you then. Have
Oh,
a
yeah.
good day. Peace.
See ya.
Peace out, everyone.